we have the Mobile Monday Momentum Showcase. I'm going to introduce Mario Tapia, who's the founder of Mobile Monday Silicon Valley, all-around Bay Area mobile guru, right, Mario? And I've never seen you in a suit before, by the way. Pretty impressive. And they've also started this Momentum, and this is the official demo day for Momentum. I'll let him talk a little bit about Momentum. I don't think Mobile Mondays needs any introduction, but I will introduce Mario Tapia. Come on.
Thanks, Jerry. Yeah, sure. I'll come up here, guys. So, again, my name is Mario Tapia, and I head up Mobile Monday here in Silicon Valley, and also one of the founders of an accelerator program that we started earlier this year. And really, I just wanted to talk about Momentum and kind of give you guys the overview of the program. We are essentially corporate innovation for brands and acceleration for startups. Our team is very eclectic, but also has a very strategic background. I've been doing 15 years of mobile product in the industry, AT&T, T-Mobile, also worked at Disney, Yahoo, Danger, and amongst many other brands in the mobile ecosystem. Ryan also has a good background in venture capital. Mike Chen has an awesome background in discovering new startups and innovating the corporate world. Volker also has an awesome background in accelerator programs as well as venture capital. And Mike Rowell is he's just pretty awesome. I think he's done 7 startups and all have exited in the past 10 years. A little bit about Mobile Monday. So Mobile Monday is a grassroots community in about 140 plus cities around the world. And it's about 12, 13 years old now. And this is kind of where we sourced all our startups for this program. About a year ago, we were looking at, I was having coffee and tea with a friend, and we're just discussing, like, wouldn't it be cool if we did an accelerator program? Everyone's doing it, right? So we put our heads together and came up with an outline of what were the major issues with accelerator programs today. So many of them focus on early stage, their tear down, rebuild, or I have an idea, tell me how to build a startup, and we found a ginormous gap actually in the ecosystem, and that is actually with accelerator programs that focus on later stage startups. I mean, later stage meaning you're still pre-Series A, hey, I graduated for 500 startups, I got out of YC, and I just spent all my money, and I am about to close up shop, so I need a little bit of boost. I need a little bit of a push to help me get over that edge. And so we just started to focus our accelerator program on deals. So this is kind of what you get with the accelerator program. We definitely, it's a product focused on deal making. So we connect our startups with brands, and we also bring brands innovation on the corporate side. So basically that type of chemistry, those two type of objectives have made our program very successful, but also very unique in the ecosystem. Pretty much no one else in our industry brings in brands and also focuses on the mobile vertical, on the accelerator space. So at a high level, it's a 12-week program. We focus on 5 to 10 companies per class. And we also have an awesome team of mentors. So basically our mentorship team is actually the who's who in the valley. And we're hyper-focused in the mobile vertical space. And so we also leverage the backgrounds and the experiences that our mentorship program brings. So based upon workshops, mentorship, as well as bringing in the corporate introductions, that kind of creates an innovation ecosystem for our program. It also benefits for the startups. So what do the startups get out of this? And I think a lot of awesomeness comes out of this, out of the program for the startups. They get exposure to 300 plus VCs. They get exposure to a ton of brands. But also we create a lot of deal flow for these companies for the next 6 months plus. The selection process is pretty simple. We look at mobile forward and mobile focused, mobile first type of startups, you have to be shipping a live product. And so we looked at a lot of applicants this year that had ideas, which is great, but was not a fit. We are focused on people that actually have built something and that is in the marketplace being used today. So that's why we have required of shipping a live product. We also look at, real social proof. Like, do you have traction? And we love that if you have, maybe you're not the well-known startup, but if you have some traction, that means you have some hope. We also look at, you can also be a graduate of one of the early stage accelerator programs, but also you can be a second time, third time entrepreneur. And maybe this is the third time you've gotten together with your friends to do something, and we like that. Failure is actually pretty good. And then the process, we essentially look at the different opportunities and challenges that startups face. We look for startups to apply from a global scale. We use F6S, which is kind of like the angel list of accelerator programs. Right now there's over 5,000. Okay, you can imagine there's over 5,000 programs open today globally in this space. But also then we use all those applicants to source our startups. We couldn't do this alone, and we have a lot of partners helping us in the Valley that really like our idea and the concept of what Momentum brings to the Valley. We have an awesome set of tier 1 VCs backing us, but also our mentor list is made up of a lot of good brands. We have eBay, we have Google, we have Sony, we have Verizon, we have AOL. So we have a lot of the major players in the ecosystem are also lending a hand to help out the next generation of mobile innovation. So as I mentioned, our team has worked with brands and a lot of brands in the past, and this is kind of one of the relationships that we try to bring to the startups in the program. So let's look at the fall Momentum class by the numbers. We had applicants from over 30 different startups. We had over 200 applications. We accepted 9. We had over 9 countries represented. And so far for this class, we did over $6 million in funding, which is actually pretty awesome. So very successful semester, by the way. And so let me introduce you to our class of fall 2013. We have a Map2, we have BuzzStarter, we have Digify, EveryPost, Madefire, The Orange Chef, Relevance, Wish Please, and Zendo. And you'll have a chance to see their special sauce and magic this afternoon while they demo. But again, like I said, we can't do this alone, and we also are very thankful to our corporate sponsors for this year. Thank you to Samsung, PayPal, Wilson Sonsini, and Intuit as our corporate sponsors for this year's program. But also, if you have more questions about the program, momentum.mobilemonday.us is the website to find more information. We do have another semester in the planning for spring of 2014. So thank you very much. Also like to introduce, we're going to go up first? Okay, cool. So I'll introduce Jack from Map2. We'll be doing our next presentation. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jack Gonzalez, and I'm from the land down under, and I'm the co-CEO of a map to anywhere on this planet. So Map2 is a map publishing platform that allows anybody and everyone to create, personalize, share, personal and manage online maps. So we've all gotten lost in our lives. We've all arrived late for meetings. And this is where a Map2 comes in and solves the problem. So Map2 means never arriving late again for that special event. Map2 means never getting lost in finding your party. And Map2 means arriving on time at the right place for that VC meeting. But most importantly, a Map2 is ensuring that your customers find you quickly and easily without a fuss. So we love maps. We love Google Maps. We're just making maps so much more simpler, more functional, more collaborative, and beautiful in the process. What we've done is a Map2 provides a richer experience through layers on top of a map. We don't stop at one layer with just reviews. We have multiple layers just to make maps more functional. We'll customize it, add content, enrich media to make maps so much more contextual. Map2 is a more precise way to any location. We make it easier to share a map, and our maps will be more collaborative and more social. We make it easier to manage multiple locations on a map. Oh, and we're not exclusive. We're not for developers and webmasters, and Map2 is for everyone. So what do I mean by personalizing a map's location? Well, just imagine you're going to an event in the middle of a park, or you're a personal trainer at boot camp on a beach, or you have a cute little cafe that's stuck in an arcade in the middle of two buildings. Well, what we allow you to do is move the exact pin marker to the precise location. Whilst most mapping platforms get you to the periphery for the address, we actually allow you to pinpoint the exact location. And on this, for this particular cafe, on their website, they had 2 lines explaining where they were from the outside of the street. We've simplified that. Oh yes, and we're going to be talking to Amazon Prime Air because we map the unmappable. So what else can you do with a Map2? We can add important details. You can add instructions, security, opening hours. You can add photos, videos. We've all evolved past the black-colored cars. We've all evolved past black and white photos. So why do we have to deal with boring, dull, grey maps? A Map2 allows you to do whatever you want on a map, but more importantly, to brand maps. With our new UI that's being released at the end of this week, we'll allow people to upload up to 300 plus different types of media. So that's anything from a video, to a photo, to a Spotify song, to a podcast, to even Amazon and eBay products. In this particular case, this is for an event for Burning Man, and someone uploaded their video that's been seen 900,000 times, and they wanted to pinpoint the exact location where the video was taken. And they've customized the URL. So this is our case study. So Skill.com, one of the largest karaoke networks in the world, wanted to manage their members' locations and venues. They were using Google Maps Engine. And this is the result that they were getting. Very restrictive and not open to variable information. Along comes a Map2, and we provided it with a branded solution. But not just a branded solution, a much more functional and simpler way to manage maps. So if you click on any of those pins, you actually get the individual maps, like that appears on the right, which is a map to Sing, that's for Singapore. And what they're doing is they've got a personalized content card or a template on a map, and they've got their members, and they've got their venues, and we just provide, and all this information is updatable in real time through the Google Docs API. So we're actually making maps much more functional, simpler, and more creative. Our new UI, we're bringing out a social and collaborative feature where they'll be able to add other members' maps onto their maps, vote them up, like them, follow them. Did I mention that our maps were easy to share? Well, all our URLs are customizable. Mine is amap2jack. If you go to that on your mobile or on your mini iPad, it'll tell you where my office is, any extra details that I repeat over and over again. These are really ideal for social media and for your text messaging marketing efforts. They're good for email, for print, and soon you'll be able to add them to other maps. We're also bringing out an intuitive, responsive menu for multiple locations. We're global. 30% of our maps come from the US, 12% come from Japan. So in a crowdsourced collaborative effort, we're bringing out at the end of December with our whole site in 10 languages. We initially started off with only 6, but other people wanted to add their country to a map too. Who's using a map too? Here's a snapshot of some of the companies, online communities and organizations who are using a map too. Who else could use a better mapping experience? Science online communities, events and conferences, media for the news events, sports organizations, tailgating, small and medium businesses. I'm just going to take you through a 40-second video, which is a teaser for the new UI that we're bringing out at the end of the week. So you can drag the pinpoint to the exact location. We're also adding sub-pins because people have asked us to add sub-pins. You can add parking details and extra other information to make the map more functional, more useful. We wanted to improve the map creation process, so we're bringing out a template concept. So people will be able to use pre-designed templates, use our stock photography, or upload their own. And we'll open this up to developers so that they can upload their own templates. And that's it. Of course, that's just a snapshot. So here's a team. We're all based in San Francisco except for Hugh Griffith, who's in Australia. I cut my teeth in London, worked in publishing and IT across Europe, Middle East and Africa, and Australia. Scully Petrie is over here in the audience as well. Produced the first analytics and marketing database. We got our senior engineer. Got someone helping us on the biz dev side from Google. And we have someone who's an advisor from AOL Living Social. What's our passion for maps? Well, our passion for maps goes back 30 years ago when Scully, the American, came down to Australia and we met in our geography class. And our geography teacher's passion for maps rubbed off on us. I became a geography teacher and taught geography and mapping. I was also a sailor and a navigator. And this is us now. We're fundraising, we've got a great pipeline of opportunities, and we'd love to talk to you. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Jack. Now can we have Santiago Morena from the Orange Chef?
Hello. Apparently I have 41 minutes to talk, so I can go through a lot of extensive detail. Is the video gonna play with sound, everything? We'll see. My name is Santiago. I'm the CEO and founder of the Orange Chef company. Who here likes to eat? Everybody. So, well, some of you didn't raise your hands. Weird. We are the smart cooking company, and before I go into like where we come from and where we're going, let me show you a video about our latest product, the Prep Pad. All right. It's not showing.
This is food. This is also food. Food is a craft and a source of comfort. It can be tricky. It can be fuel. It can be social. What and why you eat may vary, but your understanding of food doesn't have to. Introducing Prep Pad, the smart food scale that gives you real-time insight into what you eat. Understand your food's nutritional balance based on weight, not labels. Whether it's one ingredient or an entire meal, Prep Pad shows you how it all adds up, so you can make little adjustments, not big sacrifices. Prep Pad works with brand name foods and homemade foods, and reveals the whole spectrum, so you can know exactly what you need and make better choices for the whole family. With Prep Pad, you can set goals, keep resolutions, and squeeze the very best out of life. Prep Pad. Connect with your food.
Thank you. Go back to the presentation. So the Prep Pad is a very exciting product for us because it's the first connected product that we're doing. Our other products, as I'm gonna tell you in a few minutes, were dumb products. So we're very, very excited. Our vision is to make the kitchen a place of confidence and discovery. When we talk to people, when we talk to our customers, and we have more than 65,000 of them, we ask them, what is that you want? Like, what is that you want in your kitchen? What are your goals? And it's always this thing about confidence and discovering new things, because people cook for others. And when they cook for themselves, they want to discover a new way to eat, something new, something fun. So integrating like hardware and software, having a platform to kind of be the brain of your kitchen, we want to be able to provide that to users all around the world. We started in 2011 in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And at that point, the idea was we're making disposable sleeves for the iPad. Very simple solution. It's kind of like a baggie for your iPad, but it really caught on. We got in the New York Times like a few weeks after that. Then we were in Oprah, Bon Appetit, every single magazine you can imagine. And I'm going to show you the press in a little bit. But we got partnerships with Top Chef. We were top sellers in Amazon. 2012, we decided, okay, now you can have your iPad in the kitchen because you can get messy, and the sleeve will protect the device from all the mess that happens in the kitchen. Now we want to give it a place to be part of the kitchen, to be there hands-on with you. So we created the first and only dishwasher safe stand for the iPad and the cutting board. This was also very important because it started defining like how we were thinking about products. We were not only thinking about the practicality of products, but also about the design. Aesthetically, like it all mattered to us. The materials we were using, so all of our stuff, like including the Prep Pad, are made in USA. They're not assembled in the USA, they're made in the USA. And we are really, really excited about it. In 2012, we got into Target and Best Buy. We were in more than 2,000 stores. 2013, and that was great. 2013, We added specialty retail, and we realized, oh my God, these guys move much more inventory and had these bigger stores. So our retail strategy is changing a little bit. But we're in retail, and that was again like a very important milestone to be in front of our customers. 2013 is when we decided, this year is when we decided to do the first connected device, like I showed you the Prep Pad, and we launched a Kickstarter campaign in May. So we actually developed that product in less than 7 months, right? Like if my calculation is 7-8 months, which is amazing. Like our team is just ridiculous. And we, reached our goal. We passed it 150%. Everybody celebrated, and here we are with Prep Pad. So we've been in the press, as I said. Like those are a few of the magazines, newspapers, like TV channels that covered us. Our business model is simple. When people ask us, like we sell stuff. So right now we sell hardware, and in the future we're going to sell in-app purchases and other things through our platform. Business model for the countertop changes a little bit, as I said. Now we have this software called Countertop connected to hardware, the first one being the Prep Pad. And now we can sell like recipes, we can drop ship different tools, we can even drop ship food. So a lot of opportunities there that we're going to be tackling in the next years. So Prep Pad and Countertop is really a platform, it's more than just one product. As I said, Prep Pad is the first one, then we're going to have other smart kitchenware connecting to this platform. And we have a whole B2C angle, obviously, like with, connecting with like these companies that are already serving people in terms of fitness, food, tracking, etc. And we can be the input side of things. They're measuring output, we can measure input. B2B, we can do things with PayPal where they can, where people in their stores can actually sell by weight or things like that. You can imagine restaurants, CPG brands like General Mills. They're very, very interested in what we're doing because our database is going to be crazy. We're going to know how much you eat, combined with what, at what time, who are you, what's your location. So we're going to become kind of like the Nielsen for food. And they're very excited about this and how we can aggregate data to understand this industry much better. The market size is obviously very big. The smart home appliance market is 6.3 billion, it's supposed to be 2015. And also in 2015, the health and wellness will reach $292 billion. Our founding team, it's a bunch of good-looking guys. We come from everywhere from Lytro, Apple, like different, like I worked in for-profits, non-profits, the government, political campaigns, etc. My background is in behavioral economics, and these guys are, product communications, creative director, etc. So yeah, we're the Orange Chef company. Come and talk to us after all the presentations. Bye guys.
Thank you, Santiago. And then next I'd like to call up Alex Gold from BuzzStarter.
To be easier.
Ryan didn't come on.
Hi everyone, my name is Alex Gold. I'm the co-founder of a company here in San Francisco called BuzzStarter. And really just top level, what we do at BuzzStarter is we do growth engineering for brands and advertisers. So what that means is we take any content that they have, so it could be a picture, a video, we crowdsource distribution for that content, and then we optimize all on emerging channels through data mining. And I'm going to show you why that's so important. Because we have a big problem. and that's that today, online advertising is less and less effective than ever before. Every day, it actually gets less effective. That's because established channels, mostly in display and search, the main advertising channels today online, are saturated. There are so many players trying to optimize those channels. This has led increasingly to somewhat disastrous results. So today, 9 out of 10 Google AdWords campaigns fail. 29 out of 30 viral campaigns fail. Everyone thinks they're going to have the next Gangnam Style in a viral campaign or the next Virgin America safety video, but you're hearing the 1 out of the 30 that actually exist. And a great example of this that involved a big advertiser a few years ago is Microsoft Vista. When they launched, they started a campaign called The Wow Starts Now. The Wow never started, and the campaign was a $700 million sinkhole for the company. But there's hope, and that's why we started BuzzStarter. So today, there are about 350 channels online in ways you can reach people. And by about 2018, they're going to be well over 1,000 and close to 1,700. So really the opportunity in this market exists all on emerging channels. And just to show you how fast this space is growing, a few years ago, Facebook was an emerging channel. Just last year, Pinterest was an emerging channel. And about 3 months ago, Snapchat was an emerging channel. It's now turning down offers for $3 billion. So every year, every few years, we're going to have more and more channels emerging over time. And that's the market we're going after. And this matters because it's a massive market. So we know online advertising today is $36 billion. That's not new news. We think that as a company, our total addressable market is a little under $10 billion. It's a massive opportunity, and it's all a land grab. All the opportunity is going to be on emerging channels. We generated $350K in revenue after just 5 months, all with paying customers, because we're driving results. So we're delivering 7x greater ROI on our platform than any other online page reach methods. So against more traditional online methods like Google AdWords or Facebook cost per click campaigns, we generate 7x greater ROI. Give you a case study example, we boosted impressions to 36 million, a little under 36 million, 35 million, from 900 people in just over a week for Degree. And this is who we're working with now after just 5 months, across very many different verticals. So we're working with consumer products brands like Dove, Axe, and Degree, Corona, and Bud Light. We're working with BMO, which is Harris Bank, which is our first financial services company, which we just got the other day. Lionsgate Films to buzz their film trailers, Aeropostale. And our focus is on consumer products, sports, entertainment, and retail. And we're growing very fast, especially in retail right now. And we're, of course, with sports, work at the NCAA. And let me talk to you a little bit exactly how BuzzStarter works. So we take any content that a brand has. Could be, as I said, a picture, a GIF, a video, linked to a microsite, whether they want reach, so that could be shares and views, or engagement, so that could be acquisitions or conversions. And we crowdsource the distribution of that to aggregate data. Because emerging channels, the paid metrics or historical data isn't necessarily there. So we actually have to gain that data through actions created by users online. So we crowdsource that through a value rewards network. And we use that as a data mining opportunity. And then we take that data and we programmatically optimize and attribute on emerging channels. That's our secret sauce. And when we feed that data back into our brands, we share that with them, and that's why we've been able to aggregate so many clients over such a short period of time. This is our team. So there's me, I'm Alex, I'm the co-founder. My background is in advertising. I used to work for DDB. I also used to work for a digital film studio called Fubaru in LA that was founded by Michael Eisner. So most of my background is in media and advertising. I'm also a recovering lawyer by trade. There's Ken, who's my co-founder, who's our math and stats guy. He graduated from Columbia. We have our CTO, Alexi, he has a PhD. We have Dan Jabor, who's one of the top engineers in Silicon Valley and is really highly involved in Dev Bootcamp. We have Jordan Feldstein, who is another engineer and growth partner. And Zach, our UI, is responsible for the extraordinarily mobile, responsive look of our site. And we have Chris Greenfield, who was my former boss, who was able to recruit away and ran before this DDB, which is the agency that I work for, as well as Ipsos ASI, which is the world's largest market research firm. Chris and I are the only two non-engineers in the company. Everyone else is an engineer. And we're headquartered right here in San Francisco. We have offices in New York, and of course, where Chris and I are both from, in Toronto, Canada. So, 3 things to recap about BuzzStarter that I think are really important to kind of take away from. First is product. It's really simple. It's growth engineering for brands, taking what has worked so well here in Silicon Valley, extraordinarily cost-effective for startup companies, bringing that down to brands and advertisers. We crowdsource that distribution and we employ data programmatically. Results. We've been driving them for both investors and for brands. So we've had the founder of 500 Startups as an investor, numerous other ones, as you can take a look right up there, VP of the Washington Post, Georges Hardit, who was employee number 6 at Google, very, very strong Silicon Valley investor base. And we've generated consistent 7x ROI for our brands compared to any other platform they use right now. It's an immediate value add, and they see it. And momentum, we're driving more and more every day. So we've generated about $350K in revenue after 5 months from the world's top brands, and we're growing. So that's BuzzStarter. Any questions, I'll be around, and thank you very much for taking the time.
All right, we're going to bring up Fernando from Every Post. And just to let you know, guys, we are doing a happy hour after this ends at around 6 o'clock over at the Grand nightclub. So please join us there. That's where all the companies will be. That's where you can ask them questions, etc.
So hello everyone, my name is Fernando Corcuela, I'm from Argentina. I'm the co-founder of Every Post, a company based in Miami. And Every Post is here to redefine social content management. First of all, I want to introduce my team. With Leandro, the other co-founder, we have been working in the media industry for more than 12 years. Working, for example, in Char International, CNN Español, America Online. And 8 years ago, we founded in Buenos Aires the leading content management system company for the biggest online newspapers in Argentina and Latin America. And due to our experience, we detected an improperly solved problem. Content publishers, professional content publishers, need to keep up with their audience, which is their source of income. And to do it, they need to use multiple platforms at the same time to publish content to social networks. Just for example, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Pinterest, Tumblr, and many others. At this point, I'm sure that you probably think that there are a lot of solutions on the market right now, like for example, Hootsuite. But let me show you what people are saying about our main competitor, which has 3 years in the market. They raised more than 165 million in Series B. They are saying that we are better than Hootsuite. Hello, Every Post. Buy Hootsuite. And let me show you why. Every Post is a tool that facilitates content creation and leverages social platform features. Social networks has different capabilities and also has different audiences. Why we need to push exactly the same content in 140 characters if we can personalize the content for the different social channels? Every Post is a unique tool in the market, in the mobile market, that allows to personalize the content for every single social channel. This feature makes Every Post a unique tool right now in the Apple Store and also in Google Play. The market is huge. In 2012, the size of the social enterprise software was about 800 million, and is forecast to reach by 2016 in 6.4 billion. And in the last 2 years, there were several acquisitions totaling 1 billion. For example, P2 that was acquired by Oracle, Sysmith by Hootsuite, and many other different acquisitions in the market, showing that the market is really, really huge. Where this is the competitive landscape. As you can see, our main competitors, Hootsuite, Buffer, and Sprout Social, are more focused on content analytics, on monitoring and listening. This is important, we know that, but we are focusing on allowing people, allowing community managers, allowing to marketing professionals, allowing to agencies to create more and better content. That we are content enabler, that we support blogs, that we have a photo edition tool included in our application. Also we have content customization, as I mentioned before, and finally we'll be adding the post history in order to allow community managers, for example, to have the history of the post, to reply comments, also to modify and to delete the previous post that has been done. And we will be adding that basic analytics, but we will be working with an app marketplace in order to allow third-party applications to help with the basic of analytics and improving the way that we can show analytics to our companies and customers. Great, how will we make money? We have 5 different plans. Right now in the Apple Store and the Android Google Play, we have a free version allowing to professional to post just one Facebook page, one Google page, and one LinkedIn company. And it's important to mention that we are the unique tool that allows to post to 3 different business profiles. For example, Hootsuite allows to Facebook page only, and Buffer, which is the other competitor to Facebook pages and Google Plus pages. We allow LinkedIn too. And this is the free one, and the other one will be limited by the number of profiles. For example, the second plan, which will be a pro version, if you manage 10 different brands, you will be paying $9.99 per month. And we will add you the premium version, the paid version, once we have the desktop version done, in order to work outside the office with our application and inside the office with the desktop version in your computer. And also we will have, as I mentioned before, a second revenue stream, which will be the app marketplace, in order to allow third-party applications to include their applications in our platform, for example, source of content and also source of analytics and monitoring. We launched our product 8 months ago, but in the last 3 months we were growing really fast. On November, we got more than 22,000 unique active users, but the most important of them, we got more than 300,000 posts, showing that the base is growing really fast and the users are using the application every day more and more. But the most important of this is all this traffic is organic. We didn't spend money on advertising yet. It's growing because we work really hard with search engine optimization for the Apple Store and Google Play. And if you, for example, search for Hootsuite on both stores, you will see that every post is the second application, and we go behind it. We invest a lot of money, and we have done a really good job on search engine optimization with our great team. Great, what's the next? Of course, people need to work on the office with the desktop version. So will be extended experience that we have on the Apple Store and Google Play, and I forgot to mention that we have more than 900 reviews with a 4 or 5 stars on both stores, and we will be adding a new capability, which is source of created content. Community managers need to know what they need to publish on the different social channels. So we'll be allowing users to get content, to drag and drop this content into our tool, and after that publish this content to the different social channels. So we will not just be creating content from pictures and videos that the users can take, we will be offering also content from different sources too. Okay, we are raising money, yes. We already raised $250,000 from local investors in Argentina, Latin America, and also from Miami, where we based it. We are seeking 1.2 million in order to put the company in our level, mainly for product operation, product development, and also some for customer acquisition. So that's it. Remember that my name is Every Post. My name is Fernando Cucuela, and this is Every Post, a tool that redefines social content management. Thank you.
Thanks, Fernando. All right. We have Augustine Lin from Digify coming out.
Hello, my name is Augustine Lin, and I'm the CEO and founder of Digify. The problem that we solve is that today there is no easy way to protect and track your documents after sending. And once documents are downloaded by the recipient, you lose control. You don't know what happens to the document after that. or who else is reading the information. It can be uploaded on the web, like WikiLeaks. And how, in the movies, how they solve it is that they blow up the device. And we all know that that's environmentally unsustainable. And for Digi5, we blow up the document, but not your device, right? So you are safe. We are multi-platform. We are on iOS, Android, and the desktop. And we connect to an existing cloud storage. So Dropbox, Google Drive, SkyDrive, and Box. So this is a quick demo. On the sender side, you can connect to your Dropbox or Google Drive. You can select a file. And then you can define how long who gets to read it and how long the person has to read this. Right? Let's say you can set it to an hour, and the sharing is done. And then you can track what happens to the document. Right? So in this case, for instance, this is a mission file, and then you may decide. You can see that Bruce has actually seen the document, when, what time, and where. And maybe you change your mind about Bruce having access to the document. Right? Maybe you think that it may be more harmful and you change your mind. So you can remotely kill and you no longer have access. On the recipient side, you can receive the document. And then on the top right hand corner, you can actually see how much time you have remaining. And so maybe 1 week later, you see that the fuse will actually go out and the document is set. And you no longer have access to the document. It's really that easy. So you may ask, what are some of the use cases? How can you use this? So I will group this in 3 categories. The power to know, the power to protect, and leave no trace behind. So I'll explain this. So power to know is knowing who, when, where, and how long somebody has read the document. And why would you need to know that? For salespeople, you will need to gauge whether the client really has interest, whether they have opened the document at all, and how long they spend on this. So for startup founders among the audience, so you can also send your pitch decks, your executive summaries, and you know whether your investors have opened it, if you are curious. So we also offer the power to protect. So documents sent using our platform, there's no download, no copy, and no print allowed. So this could be useful for managers sharing information internally within the organization. So this could be, say, for even simple things like training materials, which has proprietary company proprietary information, or even externally, say board members or business partners. And human resource actually handles a lot of sensitive information. So our platform makes it easy to protect the confidentiality. The third part is actually leave no trace behind. So inherent in our platform is the self-destructing element. Right? The documents will self-destruct. So an example of how you could use this is for the client, sometimes they have to share files with the consultant, right? And they will ask the consultant to destroy the files after the project is complete. But for the consultant, it's very difficult. The files are actually in various parts of his computer. It is in his email, it's on his laptop, it can be on a USB, and also in some knowledge base. So using our platform, essentially the destruction is automatic, right? So there is no other thing that's needed to withdraw the right of the information. And you can also use it to share personal stuff. So sometimes you will send things around just for laughs, but you don't want it to remain in the hard disk of someone because you may want to run for president someday. And as Snapchat has shown, such photos can be quite valuable if you just look at their valuation. In terms of other stuff that you can send, for instance, sometimes you need to send validation in terms of your ID to certain organizations. You know that they need it, but you don't want them to keep it. So you can use this for them. In terms of the market, we are complementary to Dropbox, SkyDrive, and Box because we connect to them. And we offer more control on top of it. And we see this is the market that we're addressing, the market of more than 800 million users which are using Dropbox, Box, Google Drive, and SkyDrive. And we are on a freemium model because we want everyone who wants to use the application to be able to use this. And people can upgrade to the Plus or Business if they need more space or more security features. The team. I'm the CEO and founder, and my colleagues Chiyu and Chandran. Chiyu is the CTO, and Chandran is the VP of Engineering. So we got to know each other in school, in high school actually. For over 20 years, we were in a computer club, and we got together to actually start the company, to actually create a product that will be used by millions. So this is my team. We are a team of 10 people, and we are from all over the world, from Sweden, from Malaysia, China, Philippines. So we are here to fulfill that common vision. And we have a very strong board of advisors. We have Lee Ting, who is the board member of Lenovo, and corporate VP of HP on our board. We also have Barut, who is the CEO of GovSharp, a chat service with 60 million users. And he was the founder and currently board member of Elance. Keith is currently the VP of Asia Pac of Oyala, and he was the SVP of Oracle, overseeing the whole of Asia, so 17 countries. And Leslie is our investor. So what we need? Yeah, we need more love. So for the audience, if you actually think that it's an interesting concept, you can go to our website and sign up for access to the platform. We also need more money, but then again, who doesn't? So if you have interest to talk to us, please drop me a note at augustine@digify.com. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, Augustine. All right, we have two more companies presenting, and I want to call up Stephen from Media Relevance.
Good afternoon. My name is Stephen Clark. I am the co-founder and CEO of Media Relevance, and we're going to show you a presentation in just 1 second. So, Media Relevance. We're a company that's going to revolutionize what advertising means. We're taking the conversations in media and making it meaningful to the viewer. We're going to be introducing an iPad app fairly soon into the US and Brazilian marketplace. And we'll also be working with content publishers to monetize their video assets on the web or wherever they might have it. The problem that we're solving is that brands want to connect with their viewers anywhere they are. They want to have a meaningful relationship with the people that want to be their customers. I have an intern who's 21 years old, and he has never heard of Grey Poupon. Has never heard of the brand Grey Poupon. How does a brand reach that consumer, that millennial that has never heard of Lipton? How does a brand find those customers in today's new media landscape? Viewers are pretty sick of ads that don't really connect to what they're doing. They're bored, they're annoyed by Geico ads. I don't drive, so I don't need car insurance. Publishers are competing against every other publisher to try to get ads that are actually, giving them money. They want to make money from their media assets. We can help them do that. What we do is provide relevance to video. We work with publishers to take better, to make their media inventories work better for them. We do that by scouring everything they have and finding relevant moments of advertising. What that means is we take everything people say, like what I'm talking about here, and we analyze it. We find the themes, the places, the things that matter in the video, and we pair that with advertising that works. Here you're seeing an ad for Gillette, but that might be an interstitial ad, it might be a display ad, or it might be anything. Consider a brand like Tiffany's. They want to find new customers. We can take our technology, scour all the video assets on Hulu, and find for them everywhere people are getting engaged. Moments where people are thinking about getting married and bringing that brand into that moment. We can do that with anyone, any kind of media brand. We can find ads or moments where cars are the right campaign to run. Our platform is pretty cool. It allows for revenue sharing on the iPad app or on the web. So we're delivering money to our publishers. We offer great metrics. We offer all sorts of tools so they can better make money from what they have. Their existing products, their existing campaigns, it all works on our platform. The features that we really deliver, the core of what our platform is contextual. Context, demography, geography, and social. All exposed through our API and paired with second screen technology, IAB compatible advertising, so that means interstitial ads, pre-rolls, mid-rolls, or anything else that's available out there. If you're familiar with advertising, you might have heard of MRAID. MRAID's a rich media payload, so we can deploy any kind of ad that anyone wants to have on their publishing platform. And we can white label it and work with content publishers of any kind. One of the exciting things that we're doing now is we're providing our tools to publishers here in the US and large publishers internationally. These tools let people manage the campaigns from end to end. An iPad app, our broadcast distribution, and our own campaign management portal. We're working with partners that are pretty awesome. Our partners allow us to go global first. The technology that we've built is language agnostic, which means we can process language in Portuguese, Kanji, Cyrillic, English. It doesn't really matter. This gives us global scale right now. The global marketplace for advertising is pretty awesome. In the US it's billions, it's awesome, right? But we're not just looking at the US, we're looking at the whole world. My team came together because we're all Latinos. English is my second language. I learned speaking English by watching TV with the closed captioning on. A little history about what we've done, right? Jesse just came back from 2 months in Brazil, working with some of our partners there. We're working with Rede Globo, it's the second largest media company in the world, and TV Gazeta in Vitoria. We're doing pilots where we're trying to drive consumers into a shopping experience with the story of the show they watched the night before. Really exciting pilot in an awesome marketplace. We got a grant from Startup Brazil, the Brazilian government, to operate down there. So we're committed to being global right now. Jesse's our country manager, and he's not here today. He's a little sick from his trip back, but we're doing some good stuff there, and definitely connect with us if you would like to hear more. Ed, our CTO, is a technology superstar from Stanford, who's been building great platforms for some time. Sitting right over there if you have any questions about our platform. Me, like Ed, I've been coding since I was like 7 years old before I spoke English. Building technology for the world's greatest tech companies. You've probably touched the stuff that I built for the US Postal Service, GoTo, and other pretty large scale stuff. but you can talk to me about that later as well. We're raising some money to move faster, 2.5 million, to continue deploying our stuff to more content distribution networks, and really just pushing this further. We raised some money last year that got us pretty far. Our technology is pretty awesome, actually. Talk to me a little bit more about that later. Please email me. Our product that we're releasing into the iOS store is called Aviva. It's an iOS product that has all sorts of cool features that you'll have seen in other platforms, but it has our stuff in it. It has the monetization engine that lets publishers make money right away. Thanks.
All right, thank you, Stephen. And last but certainly not least, we have Julian from Zendo. Come on up here, Julian.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thanks, Ryan. Hi everyone, my name is Julian Gay, co-founder and CEO of Zendo. We are an enterprise product that helps people work effectively across their cloud services. So fundamentally what we're about is turning knowledge stocks into knowledge flows. So all that information, data that you've created, documents, emails, feeds that you subscribe to, that generally gets into the systems that you use and it kind of stays there. What we're about is making that information that you already have accessible in an organized way and also actionable. Because the reason you have that content is you actually want to take decisions, you want to do things with that stuff. What that means in today's day and age is the typical business in the US relies on 10 SaaS applications. So they're effectively the next generation silos, basically. So people have multiple email accounts, they've got a personal Gmail account, they've got Google Apps account, they have things like Dropbox, which only does kind of, you can only search on titles, you can't search inside that content. So your content is there, it's useful, but it's not as useful as it could be. And that problem is getting worse because we're all adopting more SaaS applications, so our business infrastructure is going outside of the firewall. So I take a kind of simple kind of sales scenario, I think kind of illustrates the point. So if I ask a question, what was the follow-up with that customer from last week? Then a typical salesperson, they would look at the services that they use, they'd do a search in their Google Apps, find a couple of emails, they'd come out, they'd go into Salesforce, they'd see they have a lead around that customer, and then maybe they'd find a product spec sheet in Box, and that's the answer to their question. They find these 4 different bits of information. What we've at Zendo have done is created a simple, secure search platform, which is a mobile-first design. So available across tablet, smartphone, desktop app. And we basically kind of create a unified index of all your content. So what you see here is the latest content from across my services, and I don't think you can see it too well. On the left is a filterable view across your services, your content types and date ranges. So you can go back to, I know there was an email in one of my accounts from last week around this subject. You can create a filter, and in the coming weeks you'll be able to save that filter and give it your own label. So you can basically configure your information the way you work, not the way it's stored in the various systems that you use. We also have a Chrome extension which basically brings your search results to where you work. So just like with a Google search, you don't go to google.com to do a search. Google comes to where you work, and we've done the same thing with Zendo. I'll show a quick demo of that a bit later on. So with Zendo, that scenario that I showed earlier becomes one search in Zendo. You find all your results correlated in one view, basically saving yourself 3 logins, 3 searches, and aggregating all that information in your head. So just to give a quick demo of that Chrome extension, hopefully you can see this. So what we've done is you can do your regular Google search from whatever site you happen to be visiting, and you'll see your results inlined by the side of your regular Google results. And then you just jump to where that content is. So we're all about productivity. We provide the most relevant content. You jump to where it is, you get your work done, and it's a very fast experience, just like Google is. So yeah, we just keep out of your way. We bring the most relevant content from across all your services right to your fingertips. So we have a freemium model. So all that I just showed you is a kind of free offering, the access to your information, the organized kind of view across that. We have a professional level which offers kind of the filter saving and the sorting capability. We are available in the Box, Yammer, and Chrome web stores. So, if you're already a SaaS user, then you are a potential user for Zendo. Separately, we have an enterprise product, which, in addition to that kind of search and organization, what we do is derive a knowledge graph based on the content that you have in your repositories. And that knowledge graph becomes searchable. So we extract out people, places, organizations, and you can ask questions across your organization, like who in my company can make an introduction to Yahoo? Or what does the San Francisco office know about? What was hot in the London office last week? Those kind of questions. So we formed the company 4 months ago. The amount of content that we have indexed has grown by over 300%. We have a growth rate of 63% month on month. So what that is being driven by is obviously more users, but they're connecting more services with more content. And the average user is connecting at least 6 services. So one of our responses is, wow, 3 clicks and I'm done. We're all about just get out of the way, get the most relevant information in front of our users, get them back working. So we're part of Momenta. We've been finalists at the Data Week Big Data and API Conference, Mobile Accelerator DEMO, and the team is myself and Dominic. We have a deep background in banking and telecommunication systems, and obviously security is key to what we're doing. We know that we sit in a trusted position in amongst everyone's content, and we apply our background from building secure trading systems to make this experience very seamless and easy for our users. We also worked together for 4 years in a kind of R&D group focusing on enterprise collaboration, and we have 17 patents filed between us. So we apply all of that understanding to make this experience secure and simple, so that you can just get on with your work. So we are looking for enterprise customers, people who are interested in using that knowledge graph to discover information and knowledgeable people inside their organizations. We are hiring machine learning engineers, and we're closing our first seed round of $350,000. So if you share our passion for any of those subjects, then please come and see me after this presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. So now we're going to be going over to the Grand nightclub. That's where App Nation's having their after party, and basically we're having our kind of VIP mixer for all of you guys that came out to demo day, and a few others that weren't able to make it. For those of you that do not know where the Grand nightclub is, it's pretty easy to find. It's over on 4th and Brandon, that's it. Right. So yeah, you can search it online or search it on your mobile, and we'll see you guys all out there. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it, and thank you to all the companies that presented today.
And real quick, everybody, tomorrow the posted time in the event guide is 9:30 for the App Stars or the App Rock Stars. We're going to start at 9:15 tomorrow. So 9:15 and not 9:30. And we'll see you all at the Grand tonight. Thanks.